the crazy shit, and they define them by that. But you also have to remember this is a very bizarre combination of an entertainer and a businessman. So it's an entertainer that, like, he's like a comedian, man. He says funny shit. He does it all the time.
Very funny.
He's always,
Constantly
when he makes fun
roasting.
of Biden.
Constantly roasting.
He's funny,
He's
man.
New York. He's very New York.
I mean,
He's
the
quick.
fact that the nicknames he gives to people, that they have to be
Tampon
funny.
Tim.
Yeah, if they weren't, if it wasn't funny, he wouldn't use it. Like Tampon Tim.
Yeah,
But my
part of
point
his
is,
genius is
my
seeing
point
where
is,
you're from.
people don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
And they want to pretend that all these other people are somehow or another like morally better because you don't get to see the real them. Like, I don't buy that. I don't think you should either. I don't think that's how people really are. I think, and when you see over and over and over and over again the media manipulating things and lying about things to make him seem way worse than he
Call
is.
him Hitler?
You should be suspicious.
Yes.
You should be
There's
real
a reason
suspicious.
why they're doing that.
Exactly.
Joe,
Because they don't want to lose that job. They're in desperado mode now.
Did you have a different perspective after? Like you don't know him well, right?
I don't know him at all.
But
I
after sitting
literally
down for
never
3 hours?
had a conversation with him other than "nice to meet you, sir." And he complimented me. I said, "Thank you. You're really good at this UFC stuff."
Yeah,
like
no
that kind of
shit.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, thank you, sir.
But after 3 hours, did you have a different impression of him or no?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a businessman. Bottom line, he likes making deals. That's what it is. Like, that's his whole thing. And he's got this ability to just keep going. This is what's crazy. Like, the podcast is 3 hours long. The guy didn't pee before the podcast. He didn't pee after the podcast.
Maybe he had a
just
little
left.
catheter.
Maybe
And he
was
drinks
wearing a
more
diaper.
Diet Cokes than me.
But he didn't drink anything during the podcast.
Gangster.
He just sat here and we talked, and they were freaking out there because he was 2 hours late for something he was doing in Michigan. He didn't give a fuck. He's like, I know this is going to be bigger than that. Let's just keep going. We did 3 hours.
Damn.
But at the end of it, he's, I don't know him other than the 3 hours that I talked to him when he was trying to be at his best.
And
right?
Kamala Harris has not said yes yet.
She's not said no either. People keep saying she said no.
Her
I
team's
said I
smart.
would have a conversation with her like a human being. That's all I want to do. That's literally all I want to do.
But that's trouble
I want to
for
know
her.
what is it like to be. I don't even give a fuck about all the stuff she's talked about policies and all these different things. We know her positions.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Just be real.
Who are you?
The crazy thing
That's right.
with
That's
Kamala
that's
is
the most. She would be well served to step
Yeah.
into the lion's den.
No, she's
and
not,
take
though,
it
'cause she
on
can't do it.
and
I would be
honest.
willing to talk about anything other than politics. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't give a
You wanna
fuck
know who she is.
Like, if there were some certain things they didn't want to talk about, I'm like, fine, I don't care. Let's talk. I want to know who you are.
Yes.
I can find out who you
So do-
are if
so
we
do
can
the rest
talk
of
about
us.
sports.
So do
it's
the rest of
crazy
us.
how she does interview after interview and they're just like disasters, and you would think that she would
they're
study
interviews.
and
This
just
is
like
the thing. They're
you know what I mean?
interviews. It's a fucked up way to talk that no one's used to doing. Here's the way it is. Here's a question, give me an answer. And you're like, well, I think that it's not a fucking conversation. It's not a conversation. So it's a weird, so you're uncomfortable with your words and you're trying to get it out right. And you realize millions of people fucking hate you and don't think you should be in that position in the first place.
When she begins to answer a question with, "I'm glad you asked that. Thank you for that." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, you know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
Well, she steers it back
When
to
she
the same
thanks you
talking
for
points.
asking a
a
question
brilliant
about
question.
the 20 million illegals coming through the border unvetted. I'm glad you asked that.
No. She
What would you
steers
do
it back to
different?
the same
Nothing.
talking points. She steers it back to I'm a middle class. I come from a middle class family. I like small businesses. It's always back to the same
And groceries.
five things.
They go, "What about inflation?" And then she goes, "It's everything." You're right. I'm glad you asked that question. Groceries.
I know.
Gas.
But she-
everything. Families are struggling.
Yeah. I know.
Families, and then
But no plan. There's no. I need to hear what you want
no
to do
policy.
about it.
Yeah,
you would
she has
think
no
her
idea.
handlers would go, "This is the plan." When they ask you about inflation, say we're going to do this and
I'm
we're going to do
telling
that.
you,
They don't tell her shit.
the way they're doing it is very unnatural. And if you take a person that clams up when they have to talk publicly and you put them in unnatural environments, you incite all kinds of anxiety inside of
right.
them.
That's
It's a
right.
terrible way to communicate.
I don't think this would go